Hey friend, how are you? I miss you guys. I'm getting closer and closer though to actually getting started with the videos again. And so I want to give you another update and kind of show you around a little bit because it's a little bit better than it was, slowly but surely. And I also want to show you how I use some of my vinyl artworks, the Rainbow Collection. So beautiful. So beautiful. So let me go ahead and turn I don't know if I can turn the camera around once I'm in it. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, I can. Hold on 1 second. All right, so some of the vinyl, what I did is I put them on the porch outside on both sides. It's hard to see it in this lighting under here. Say hi to the puppy. And I thought it was such a great idea because I've been doing a lot of planting. That's a spearmint. That'll grow like a weed and everybody will smell good. So there's one. That one wasn't a Rainbow Collection. There's another. There's another. My neighbor gave me a beautiful wreath. I got plants up. Starting to do electroculture for the plants. I am excited. I just learned about it yesterday. Got a coneflower here. Just planted some asylum here, ground cover. See what happens with that. This is all going to be food though, most of it. Most of it. That's all onions in there. And look at the cool little thing I made. Isn't that cute? We got a family of birds that live in this bush. Cabbage and tomatoes in there and lavender. Hummingbird stuff. These are all salad stuff for salads. All right, let me bring you inside. So I got some window thingies to help block the view. And that's Baby Cakes' Valentine's Day. So the entryway is just so adorable. I can't stand it. This is my dragons. Some of my Baby Cakes and me when I was little. Let me go ahead and turn on a light. I got some artwork up there. Some there. Some here. Cat's back. She's happy. I got myself a beautiful mantle. My neighbor gave me this antique thing. This is going to be our TV stand. I just got to do some repairs on it. It's gorgeous. Don't think these walls are going to hold big art like that. Like, for instance, this was made into a bedroom, apparently, but it's not a bedroom. And I don't even think there's studs in it. So it's gonna be fun. But here's the studio. I don't love the cat stand in it, but it's okay. She needs her space too. And I got some artwork up in there, and I'm going to get more up today if I can. It's kind of kicking my butt. My bed's not made, so don't even look at it. I got his eyeballs there. I need to fill those walls up. And, ooh, let me show you what I did in the kitchen. I got a lot to hang. Landlord seems to like me, though, so that's good. That's there because I had put one of those Dollar Tree hooks here, and then it didn't fit. And I went to take it down and peeled the paint right off the wall. It's got some there. Put some up there. Got one of my hooks there. Got my shorelines right here. There. And I found a place for this is the smallest bathroom you'll ever see. Ta-da! You could barely get in it. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I wouldn't be getting in here, but I found a place for his fishies. See how small it is? Found one of those on Facebook Marketplace. That gave us a little, I still have some organization to do. The tiniest shower. But I love this place. I love it here. The whole vibe is just interesting. I mean, I've got a long way to go to get unpacked, as you can see. I've got to find a computer desk because the vanity does not work for it. I got to stand. But it's coming along. It's coming along, and I'm excited about it. So anyway, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. Well, you remember I've talked quite a bit about depression and being depressed and all that stuff. It was a hard move. Don't get me wrong. But there's one thing for sure. Is since we've started getting settled in here, we've been here for 2 weeks. Everything has changed. Everything. In the beginning, we were still fighting. We just got done, living in the Jeep for a week. It's a lot of stuff to do, and expensive move. But we haven't had a fight or a drawn-out argument or just one of those moments that are, it's as if, and I truly believed it was that way. I truly believe that we were being spiritually attacked and influenced by negative demonic things. And I used to think that it was possible that the woman we lived with was maybe even possessed. And since we've relieved ourselves of that, we got into this apartment. It's a city. It's a city. The power lines, and we get it's a city. We nailed it. I don't know how, but I think it was God keeping his eye out for us. My neighbors across the driveway there, they're awesome. Wayne even went out to happy hour with him and picked up Chinese food. Like, that's so awesome. He doesn't do people. And I get along with her great. My neighbor downstairs is quiet, keeps to himself. The neighbors right above us are very nice. And the top floor, he has a big dog, and the poor dog was a bait dog before he adopted him and spent a long time in the shelter as well. Just traumatized, and he can't do other animals. So we text each other when it's time for him to take him out and stuff, because he's a big boy. He's a Johnson Mastiff, like a Johnson Bulldog Mastiff. Big. He's got to be 250 pounds, and he's short. So, he drags him up and down the street. But, we message each other, especially on weekends when he's home. I like to sit out on the porch, and she really can't be there when he comes down. However, one thing that I've noticed is when I take her for a walk now, because he sits in the top floor window and watches. The other day, he just started moaning instead of barking. And then later on that day, he didn't bark at all. He just watched. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. But we got the cat back. I've never seen Wayne this happy since our first night. For days on end, it's really intense. And I'm really excited about it. I'm so happy about it. Don't get me wrong, things are still going to be hard. I've got to get this place unpacked, and then I've got to start generating income. And he's okay with, which is good, because it's going to be inconsistent. I'm going to start doing more craft fairs. I'm going to start doing craft fairs. That's what I got to do. So I've got to start raising money so that I can get into these craft fairs, because they're not free. But I'm going to start when I get back into that art room, when I have it set up where I can work in it, doing more things that are smaller pieces, so that people are more apt to buy them, because that's what the thing is, And if somebody wants to buy a bigger piece, I can have pictures of them up, or I can, have a card and let them look at my Etsy or whatever. And that's pretty cool. So I have sold a piece of art since I've been here to the neighbor. She's like, oh my gosh, I want this. So she got Drama Queen, which is one of the tins. And so I'll do more tins. I also learned something really cool about how to soften the edges of the epoxy drips. And I thought a file was going to do it. And filing is just ridiculous. So I can't remember who I learned it from, but I just watched her yesterday and I was so excited. She uses a heat gun to soften it. So I'm going to get much more meticulous. And you know that I'm more of I'm an artist and you'll deal with it kind of thing, with things that I bring to to craft fairs and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And my neighbor makes wreaths, and so I want to get her kind of into it. She works a full-time job though, so it's hard. It's harder, but I'm hoping to at least supplement the income to the point where we're not uncomfortable. And that's the goal with that. So craft fairs, I'm also looking for a couple of cleaning gigs, gardening gigs. As a matter of fact, when this is going crazy, I'll put a sign up saying garden created by, Whitaker Gardens. Because I actually have a Facebook group. I used to work it pretty hard. And just get things going. So really excited. I'm feeling really good. I'm not depressed anymore. And I'm just really happy that we made this decision. He is so thrilled. He's like, I just can't even believe how happy I am. It's, he didn't realize what the impact of the incredible negativity coming out of that family, especially in the end when, his former, because he's disowned them all, his former nephew and the girl just totally, they planned it. Him and his former sister, they planned it. And they lied. And we don't even know what happened. I talked to Uncle George because his daughter freaked out one night because she was calling late and it was a work night. And Wayne goes to bed early. He wakes up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work. And she was calling nonstop. And I'm sitting out on the porch with the neighbor and I'm like, it's time for me to go to bed. I was getting really tired. It was a little after 9. I go in there and the phone starts ringing again. And he's like, I am going to break this phone. And I'm like, let me answer it. Maybe something's up. Maybe there's an emergency with your cousin. And she lives out in Texas and we can't do anything for her, but we could be there for her. She's been there for me before. And I'm like, let me just answer it. And he's like, fine. So I answered it. And she's just, I want to talk to my cousin. I'm like, he's sleeping. He doesn't want to talk right now. He has to go to work in the morning. I want to talk to my cousin. So I just hung up. And apparently Wayne had answered the phone the first time she called because she was Facebook calling him. I know this is like drama, but it's the end of it. And he was like, listen, I got to work in the morning. I can't talk right now. And she kept calling back, and he answered the phone. And he said, all right, you're right there with the rest of the family. I'm done. And he blocked her on Facebook, but then she started calling on the phone. And, I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. And he was like, how do you block a phone number? And I'm like, well, that's pretty easy. So the next day I woke up and she had blown up my phone and she threatened me that it was all my fault, that I'm tearing him away from his family. I'm like, I am his family. I'm like, I said, I don't know why you're acting like a child. I have no idea. I certainly did do nothing wrong. There is nothing that you can threaten me with because that's just not the case. I have integrity and I watch my ass. And because I have been one of those people that didn't have much integrity and would take you apart for nothing. The slightest infraction. You know what I'm saying? And so I've learned that you can't be like that. You can't. You stand up for yourself, sure, but you can't just be like, blah. And I'm like, so I don't know what you're talking about, and you go ahead and act like a child. And she was drunk. And I was like, great. I'm not judging because I've been there. And I've been drunk in the crazy rampage too. But to threaten me? So I called his uncle, which is her father, and I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but I want you to control her. And he's like, I don't even talk to her. And I'm like, well, then who is talking to her? You need to control them. Because I have no idea what's going on. What she's, I don't even know what happened. We never got an explanation from anyone. So, Gloria never said a word. She just said, I don't want to talk about it. She would not tell us. So, and apparently she never told her brother either. It just all came undone. And that's that. And now, that's it. Like, that was like the final death throw of the drama. And he feels so relieved, which I'm very happy for, because it's really hard to have enemies in your house that are related to you by blood. It's really hard. And I'm sure other people have had this experience, similar experiences. I know one lady, when we used to go shopping in Conway, she said that her mother had sold the house, was selling the house, offered it to her for an extreme price, and she was like, oh, I can't afford that, and ended up selling it to a friend of hers for way under value. I get it. We are not alone. This happens, and it's unfortunate. And sometimes the family that you choose is the family that is even better. So I just wanted to share the happiness with you, and I hope that everyone's doing well, and I've got to get some more work done today. Climbing up and down that step stool hurts my body so much. But, yeah, it's all good. And I'm very happy for him, and I hope that his heart stays that joyful, because he's like happy when he goes to work in the morning, happy when he comes home. This is very odd. I mean, to think that his demeanor was so heavily influenced and he didn't even know it until it was gone. So the prayers worked. I appreciate you guys. And keep on praying. I have a prayer request for you guys. A friend of mine from Montauk, long ago. Actually, I was more friends with her mother. She's not much younger than me, though. She's late 30s, and I'm 51, so she was up and coming as I was up and leaving, kind of thing. She's a mother of 6. She's a hardworking woman. She likes to do her network marketing. She's got it good. She lives in Point Verda. I think that's how you say it. Point Verda, Florida. And she was with her daughter, her 18-year-old daughter, the other day on June 2nd. And they were leaving the Wings place. I can't remember the name of the Wings place. Chubby's or something like that. And I think Jackie actually runs it, or is a manager there. And they were leaving there. And as they were leaving, one of her daughter's former classmates attacked them with a knife. They're both in the hospital. The person that stopped the attack went to the hospital as well, and he's looking at some surgeries on his hands. The daughter was stabbed 9 times. I don't know what Jackie's exact injuries were, but I'll put a GoFundMe up for the family. That there's 2 of them that have been arranged. They're going to be in the hospital a long while, and like I said, it's a family of 6. And I'm not even very close with her, and I just was like, I really was freaked out. And I thought it was a random attack, and I'm like, wow, the world's really going crazy. But it wasn't a random attack. I guess that's, better for my brain. I don't know. I don't know the details of why this person did what they did, but obviously the intention was to kill Jackie's daughter. And he got 9 stab wounds, and the guys that pulled up to go to the wing place to get food jumped out of the car. They heard screaming, and they ran right over to, don't, I'm on it. Oh, dog's gonna bark. She's a city dog now. And just in case she goes, she doesn't always bark. But, you know, when they got out of the car, the young man was straddling the daughter and stabbing her. And the guy just went nuts and got him off of him. So the attacker also may have, I have to look at the news, he self-injured himself. He is also in critical condition. If he survives, he's getting charged with felony attempted murder. I'm glad it's Florida. He's not going to get away with it if he lives. I pray that he comes, makes himself right with God. I really do. And I pray that they recover from this without an awful lot of mental and emotional anguish. They're always going to be beautiful. That can't be stopped. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, pray for them if you can. Or anybody. Anyone. Because there's so much craziness going on out there in the world. And I hope they're doing all right. I feel confident they will be fine. But prayers are wanted. And you could look it up on Google. Point Verde, Florida, stabbing 2 women. You'll see it. And I'm going to go look it up now to get any updates. Because at first they weren't saying anything about the attacker. And then, boom, update. This is the attacker. He's self-injured. And if he survives, which he may not. I don't know. I don't know if he's alive still, so I got to go check. Anyway, enough of that. This is a long video. It's supposed to be cheerful. But please, pray for people. Even the ones that you think are the terrible ones. Okay? Pray for Gloria. Pray for them. Pray for all of them. And keep us in your prayers because we like that. All right, I'm going to go. I love you. And I'll see you very soon. Probably next week. It'll be on and popping. Bye.